Ooh. All warmed up. Let's just jump straight to set one. Not entirely happy with that set. Obviously, well, maybe not particularly obviously, but for those who might not know, I have Poland syndrome, so I don't have my left pectoral, which means on machines like this, isolateral machines, which are really the only machines that I can like properly use to stimulate my chest. Otherwise, my left shoulder will always be the limiting factor of the movement. I have to do a little bit of experimentation with kind of weights. So up until now, I was using, the last few weeks, I was using 40 kilo on this side and then 27.5 kilo on this side, and that seems to be about right. I decided to up the weight this week, and I've got 42.5 on this side and 30 kilo on this side, so I'm going up 2.5 on each side. But that set, the load felt like relatively heavier on my left side. So I actually felt like my left side was giving out a little bit earlier than my right on that particular set. So what I'm probably going to do is knock the weight down on this left side a little bit. Only something small. So I'll probably do that now. In a minute. Write this down. I think I'll just whack it back down to the 27.5 I had it on before, but keep the extra little bit of weight on the right side. It creates an interesting challenge, kind of juggling the weights of the Poland syndrome and the loads and that. Only really on kind of push movements in terms of actual performance, but I feel like it definitely has implications on other kind of parts of my body as well, particularly on the left side, that I'm kind of discovering all the time. Different insertion points and weaknesses that are actually attributed to have like missing a pec muscle and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting. Nice. Now, what I love about this machine, the Prime machines in general really, is being able to manipulate the force curve. So at the minute I've got the weights, at least the majority of the weight, set at the top. And that puts the most tension in that deep lengthened position, which I absolutely love. However, you can manipulate it so that it's hardest at the top, or kind of more consistent kind of resistance path throughout by putting it all in the middle. I go for a bottom middle with a bottom bias. Love that. Absolutely love that. I use the Prime leg extension when I was up at Federation Gym in Manchester. Great gym, and that machine is fantastic. Like the best leg extension I've ever used, especially for that fact that you can load in that stretch position. A lot of the leg extensions, they typically are hardest at the top, and then when you get to the bottom in that deep stretch, even if you can angle like the seat or the leg pad to quite a deep position, just because of the way that they're built, there's not a lot of tension there. So what's nice about that Prime one is that you do get that peak tension in that stretch, which is great because you're actually mechanically kind of strongest there as well, which is great. So yeah, burns. It was killer. I only did 2 sets of it, and yeah, my quads were on fire for a couple of days. One more set here, and then we got some dumbbell flies, which will be nice. I think this is the first push day I've recorded actually, which is pretty exciting. Yeah, just the way things have fallen, it's not really a day I've tried to avoid. It's just when the gym's been quietest or when I've had less time constraints and whatnot to actually record a video. So no, it's good stuff. Last set of here. Weight 42 and 27. Sweet. Yeah. Come on. Good stuff. Whew. Not a massively long session. Incline press done. Dumbbell flies, machine dips, tricep bias, and then lateral raises. Either super arm or either dumbbell super arm, or I might see if I can get on the new standing Panata lateral raise machine that we got here, which is pretty tasty. So either way, dumbbell flies first. Have a little feel of these. Feel good. I don't know if it's I don't know what we're saying. 15. Maybe I'll bump up for a set. We'll see. Let's see. Let's see how a 10 and a 15 feel. Oh. Feels a little bit hard on that left side still, obviously, due to the whole Poland syndrome stuff, but that doesn't feel too bad. Let's run that for the first set. We'll back off to the 12.5 and 7.5 for the second, I reckon. Whew. Cool. Take a few seconds, get into first set of these. One thing I will say about that prime incline press is that I just wish it was a little bit deeper. Like you can bias it to that deep portion, that bottom position. I just wish it went back like a few extra inches. Maybe have like a little kick assistance, you know, for people that want to go a little bit heavier and can't get out of that bottom position from the get-go. But yeah, man, a few extra inches of range of motion would be, that machine would be a 10-10. It's still a great machine though. Right, let's do 15/10. 2 sets here. First set a little heavier. Hell yeah. That actually felt really good. I might stick on the same way actually. We'll go for 10 the next set. Let's take a minute. So I think last time I was talking about going into the deficit, and I think it was pretty obvious in the video, and anyone who spoke to me around that time as well, I was feeling really anxious about going back into a deficit just because of how I kind of overdid it last time, rebounded a little bit, and generally kind of self-sabotaged in a way. So I was feeling a little bit anxious about going back into a deficit, like, you know, what if all that happens again? What if I rebound again? What if I make the same mistakes again? What if I just end up becoming in this perpetual cycle of dieting too hard and rebounding and dieting too hard and never making any progress? Which of course, like, when I think about it logically, I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna fall into the same trap again. At least I wouldn't like to think so. So to have the anxiety about that's a little bit misplaced. I mean, I can't blame myself, and I didn't let it stop me from going back into a deficit. I still committed to it, and you know, I'm just entering the 3rd week now, and I'm feeling great, I'll be honest. Energy's good, performance is great in the gym, the deficit's going really well, hunger's not terrible. I was a little bit hangry this morning, I'll be honest, but apart from that, like, it's not bad. Food noise isn't crazy either. Like, I'm getting to, like, people, like, when I know food noise is really, really bad, because I have like dinner planned out before breakfast is even done. But like, you know, I've kind of been like, oh, I don't even know what I'm getting back home and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm having for dinner, which is a good sign that I'm not like just constantly thinking about food all the time. Anyway, let's hit the set and then we'll talk more. So I am running 250 as planned. However, my maintenance has gone down a little bit. Less food, so less calories being spent on digestion, all that kind of stuff, which is important to account for. And also a little bit less activity. Activity takes a bit of time, and I've not been putting so much pressure on myself to like get like the 12k steps a day. I've kind of been like maximizing on kind of activity when I can, when I'm at work and whatnot, like getting stuck in with cleaning and like getting around, still getting plenty of steps in, pretty much hitting 8k most days. And some days over, like yesterday I did 20k just because of how things felt, you know. Ended up doing extra hours at work and then whatnot. So I'm not putting so much pressure on myself and allowing myself the time to do other things for my business, rest, recover, all that kind of stuff. So my maintenance at the minute seems to be about 2.8. So not in a 750 deficit, more like a, 550, 600 calorie deficit, which is fine. And as I said, the scale is trending down and I'm feeling good. Performance-wise, mood, energy, sleep, everything's going quite well. So for the next 3 weeks, I'm just going to leave as is and just cruise as is, right? And maybe shave off a few calories, drop down to like 200 or something like that, just to make up for the dropping maintenance calories from the actual weight loss. But apart from that, I'm not going to try and force it because there are other areas of my life that I need to prioritize, my business, my relationships. And it's all about kind of having the balance of achieving your goals without like, everything has a cost, right? And the more energy and cognitive bandwidth that I have to put into my diet, the less I have left to put into those other things that I care about. So it's about striking that balance, which I'm still figuring out. I've not got it perfect yet, but I'm making adjustments. Enough yapping, let's do some dips. Been loving dips in this mezzo. I can't remember the last time I actually programmed dips for myself before this one, which is a shame because I've been absolutely loving them. They're great, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, tricep bias, trying to stay pretty upright, still nice and deep, trying to keep those elbows tucked in on the way down. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into set one. We've got 4 sets of these. So, Pain City. Woo! 18. Just trying to get as deep as possible without like coming over too much and getting like more chest involved. Obviously the more chest biased my dip becomes, the more kind of uneven it is. So I try to keep relatively upright, still getting plenty deep though. Trying to even go just past that kind of right angle mark just below the elbow line. So it's good, great. Triceps feel cooked. Just every time I do them though, so it's great. I've been liking the assisted variant rather than the machine, like the tricep focus machine, just for variance. I don't think I've ever done like assisted machine dips as part of a meso. I've done like machine dips, but not assisted dips, if you know what I'm saying. It's a very backwards way of saying it. Oh dear. Whew. Got a great idea for a new sorbet, which I'll talk through in a minute after the set. Whoa. I was really fighting for that lockout at the end. Whew. Couldn't quite get it. Oh man. One more set of these. As I was saying, anyone that's been keeping up with my Instagram will see I'm just simply Ninja Creami obsessed. Ice creams, sorbets, the lot. I'll be having a couple of tubs a day, most days, which is great. I'm able to lose weight and eat ice cream. I love modern technology. Still maximizing mostly whole foods, lots of vegetables, lean meats, all the healthy fats, nuts, dark chocolate, avocado, that kind of stuff. But yeah, beef protein isolate, lemonade flavor, and then there's a great brand called Bolero. They do the little like flavored packets. So what I do for the watermelon one is I have a clear whey isolate and I mix it with a watermelon Bolero, and that creates the watermelon sorbet. Same approach with the lemon sorbet. So I'm going to do the lemonade flavor beef protein isolate, and I've ordered the lemonade sachet and the lemon sachet. I'm going to see which one makes the better sorbet. So I'm excited for it. No one else is, probably. I'm excited. And the rum and raisin flavor's coming on as well. Almost got that perfect. Just got a couple of more things to experiment with, and then I should be a recipe good to go. little tingling in the triceps then. Oh yeah. I'm not sure if that machine's free. I can't see through steel beams, unfortunately, but you will find out in a second whether it's going to be dumbbell or machine super ROM lateral raises. Boom. It was machine. Those who guessed right win nothing. Let's get this done. 3 sets of this. Okay. Oh. That's the nice thing about a machine. That you can just kind of dig in, and just kind of grind through those reps, especially in those positions where you're at kind of the mechanical disadvantage. Just being able to grind through a lot easier on machines than it is with dumbbells. Stability. No, I was looking back at some of the videos that I took when I was like really deep into my previous dieting phase, and could just see how much fatigue I was under. Kind of looked very fragile, very tired, very worn out, very close to the breaking point, which was true, and then I ended up hitting that breaking point, which wasn't ideal. Learned a lot from that experience though. Learned that something I knew anyway, but something I'm becoming better at programming, not just into my own training, but into my own life, is learning when to just pull back a little bit and be like, okay, no, actually, I should take this evening off. Or, oh no, actually, I should ease off the gas a little bit, you know? And yeah, just becoming a little bit better at that and focusing, again, exactly what I tell my clients all the time, but something that is difficult to drill into your own head. Let's focus on the long game. Let's focus on where we're going to be in months, not where we're going to be in weeks. And if in a couple of months you're going to be so deep and fatigued into a diet that you're going to end up rebounding because sustaining that is just so difficult with everything else going on in your life, then let's ease off the gas a little bit and let's chill out, and let's not view that as failure, but view that as a necessary step for your long-term success. All right. Oh man. Just drop that down for the last set. All done. Oof. Let's go check the pump. Let me find the dude that wanted this machine as well. Oof. So, probably see that I'm not as lean as I was at the end of the last dieting phase. That's just because I'm not. I rebounded, I put on weight, which is something there's a great deal of shame around for me, being a PT, coaching other people. There's a great deal of shame around kind of not setting a good example, and almost, kind of puts my own ability and kind of what I believe in myself into doubt, in a way. You let yourself slip. What's to say that you're not going to do the same with your clients? What's to say that you're in a position to even coach them, to help them, all that kind of stuff, which isn't entirely valid. A lot of that's emotional. Again, we're a lot better at kind of helping other people and seeing the objective reality in other people than we are at seeing it in ourselves. And like being a higher body fat percentage, again, there's like a bit of a shame around that as well. Like, you're trying, like, some clients come to you to lose weight and to get lean, yet you're not at the level of leanness that you want to be. So what gives you the right to coach them, to be in a position to help them? Those are some of the thoughts that come up anyway. And I try not to give them too much credence. I try to, again, look at kind of the objective reality. I've helped people lose weight. I've helped people gain muscle. I've helped people become more confident in their abilities in resistance training and in nutrition and dieting, and get into the position where they're confident enough to get gym memberships and go and train on their own, and get in a position where they're more comfortable to wear more revealing clothing and wear the clothing that they want, and feel more confident in their bodies. So yeah, a lot of it is kind of self-imposed and doesn't exist in kind of objective reality. But again, it's that little voice, man. It's that little voice. It says some mean stuff sometimes, right? Pop those traps. Oh. There we go. Either way, that's kind of my spiel. Another 3 weeks of this dieting phase, which is quite a short one. However, my birthday, and then I go on holiday immediately after, so the plan is to finish this dieting phase, maybe get back to the point where I was at the end of the last dieting phase, but with nowhere near as much fatigue and nowhere near as much kind of rebound, not in that kind of rebound blast radius. And then do like a week of maintenance, go on holiday, ease off a little bit, come back, another week of maintenance, and then start dropping down the calories again for another probably 2 or 3 months at least, I would say. probably more mild, just cruise. And let's see if we can get 6-pack lean. 6-pack lean. Let's do it.